The South African authorities say the situation at the maximum security Mangaung prison is shocking and out of control. An investigation by researchers at the Wits Justice Project and the BBC have exposed serious allegations of abuse against inmates, including forcible injections and electric shocks used as a form of punishment.
And what about the government then? What are they saying about all this? And what about the remainder of the contract with G4S? Will it be honoured?
Well, G4S is halfway through a 25-year contract to control and run Mangaung prison. It's been temporarily suspended. We understand that G4S believes the contract could be re-invoked, if you like, put back in practice very shortly. But the head of the correctional services here in South Africa has expressed grave concern about what she claims are daily abuses at the prison. So for now, the authorities here have stepped in to take over control of Mangaung and its 3,000 inmates, amongst the most dangerous criminals in South Africa.
There's quite shocking information that is coming to the fore. But as I said, yes, it's shocking, but we are investigating, and until then we can't say what is the appropriate intervention to deal with the situation.
So the government's launched an inquiry, Andrew. What are the other allegations then against G4S?
Well, as well as alleged electric shocks being used against prisoners, we've heard reports that antipsychotic drugs have been forcibly administered to patients against their will. People who are not necessarily psychotic, but often these drugs, it's alleged, have been injected simply as a form and of punishment. This in a section of the hospital, it must be pointed out, of the prison hospital that is not controlled by G4S. A lawyer representing some of the inmates at that prison has spoken of a culture of impunity amongst the prison staff.
There's a culture of impunity. It seems to be that they've developed a parallel value system that allows them to do things which constitutionally are completely unacceptable. There seems to be a systematic process there of effectively doping the prisoners with psychotropic drugs to keep them compliant. And these are all being administered involuntarily. So my clients, most of them are complaining of a variety of symptoms, for example, lockjaw, spasms of the neck. In fact, I've got one client that was permanently paralyzed in a locked position.
So what did G4S have to say about all of this, Andrew?
Well, they say they run a world-class facility and that they have not received any concrete allegations of abuse of the sort that has been mentioned at all. And so they are questioning the credibility both of the inmates and of the guards who've raised these allegations. In particular, they believe that much of this boils down to an industrial dispute that has shaken the prison in the past couple of months. There was an unofficial strike at the prison by some of the staff there, and as a result, more than 300 of the prison staff were sacked by G4S. As a result, of course, the prison was short-staffed and there was some chaos. G4S believes that is the root cause of the problems, and it believes possibly that some of these allegations are being raised by prison wardens as a form almost of revenge against G4S.
We had a period of about 8 days of violence, which included a riot, several stabbings of our warders, our employees, and it was a very difficult environment, but we maintained control, and the catalyst for all of this was an illegal strike which forced us to remove 331 of our employees, which left us a little stretched, but we were in control throughout. If we are presented with evidential support of some of the statements that are being made, we will look at it comprehensively.
So at this stage you're not ruling out the possibility that this was happening under your watch?
You know, it's difficult in an environment with so many people and so many moving parts to categorically state that there has never been somebody stepping over the line. To my knowledge, there's never been an abuse of this type of nature.
And Mr. Baker said he believed that G4S would be given back control of the maximum security Mangaung prison in the coming days or weeks.